Hello and welcome back or welcome to the Real Relatable Podcast. I'm your host Summer and today we are talking about how to stop giving a fuck. How to stop caring about what other people think. So much easier to say than do, but honestly, it's like a superpower. Why we care so much is because nobody wants to be disliked. We want to be liked. We want to be validated by other people. And you want to have friends, you want to have family. To some degree, you have to compromise in this world. And if we were always just super honest, we would hurt a lot of people's feelings. So you need to care to some degree, and you should care about the people really close to you, how they think and what they feel and whatnot. But when it comes to your personal life and it comes to making your major life decisions, that's all you. And their opinions should not override your own. To avoid that, we have to know ourselves. We have to validate ourselves. And that means not people pleasing and spending our whole lives trying to get validation externally through other people, which a lot of us do. Having boundaries so we're not people pleasing. When you know things about yourself, your core traits and values, how you think and what you feel, what you're into, your likes and dislikes, then it is almost like it's fact to you, like 2 + 2 = 4. Nobody can tell you different. And that's how it should be. So if somebody tells you that you're stupid or you're ugly, of course, those things are subjective on a spectrum, but they can't tell you that if you know that you're a very intelligent person and you know that you're a beautiful or attractive individual who takes care of themselves. You should always listen to feedback and constructive criticism by people that you respect, but not insults. It is so great to feel validation, to get compliments, to be reaffirmed by others, but it is even better to be able to do that ourselves. And ways that we can do that is affirmations, is getting to know ourselves, getting to like ourselves, investing in ourselves, our hobbies and talents, doing things that give us confidence and self-esteem, living a life where we truly are taking care of ourselves. So many times in life, we're held back by the opinions and expectations of others. And to put it frankly, we really cannot please everybody. No matter how great you are, how angelic and beautiful and wonderful you are, there's always going to be somebody who doesn't like you. There's always going to be somebody who thinks you're overrated, you're not as great as you think you are, you're not all that, etc. That is their problem. How not to care is to not take things personally, is to not make what other people think of you your problem. What is going on inside of their head, you can't do anything about that. If somebody has a war with you in their mind, that's on them. If you're being a good person and you are polite and respectful to everyone, then you shouldn't care about what people are thinking of you. It's one thing to be triggered and feel an emotional impulse, a physical impulse, but it's another to actually react and be reactive. How to stop caring is to stop being reactive. I believe why I was a people pleaser for so long and why I cared so much is because of a perceived reputation. You care what people are saying about you behind your back, and you just want to be liked by everybody. I think that's very natural. It's very human to want to be liked. Who wants to be disliked and cast away or left out in the cold? Nobody. We all want to fit in and belong, but that doesn't mean that we do. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that we should. It's okay to be unique and rare and be your authentic self. If this isn't the most obvious, but a really good reminder, you're gonna die. We're all gonna die. Your parents, your kids' kids, your pets, everyone on this planet at some point is gonna have their time. So everything that you're doing, it has impact, but minimally. I mean, yes, to a degree of the butterfly effect, but not so much unless you're Martin Luther King and you're doing something really historic. What you're doing now isn't going to go down in history. And I'm not saying that so you can go and get OnlyFans right now, but I'm just saying that you should take some risks. Do things that you want to do. Live a life that you want to live. Follow your dreams and your passions. Follow your intuition. Live an unorthodox life. You do not have to do what everyone else is doing. Go to school, get a 9 to 5, etc., etc. That is a really great formula if you want to be set up for a pretty good future, of course. But if that's not what you feel intuitively and you want to live your life by other means, if you want to be a stay-at-home mom and just not work and you have the means to do that, live the life that you want to live. Other people aren't living your life and they're not going to live your life for you. So if you pick a career that your parents really wanted you to be in and you didn't, you're the one who has to end up with the consequence of that choice. You're the one who has the end result of living that life. If you end up with a partner that all your friends liked, but you didn't choose somebody that you liked or your parents liked, but you didn't like, etc. There's so many examples of what you could do in life and what life path you could choose. But if you're doing it and living your life based on other people's expectations and opinions, you're the only one who has to suffer the consequences of that. They're not going to wake up every day with your partner and be intimate with your partner, or go to your job every day and have to do the tasks and the work that you have to do. So it is important that you are making life choices and life decisions that reflect your desires and your interests, not somebody else's. Don't just go off in La La Land and decide that, okay, I'm just going to be a poet for the rest of my life. I mean, be realistic here. Not that you can't be a poet. I'm sure there are. I don't know how that works, but something not typical. And of course, again, it's good to take in constructive criticism, feedback, advice. If your parents say, hey, you know what? I think you should go to school while you're also pursuing your dreams. That's pretty good advice. But if they say, you can't do that, you're never going to make it, you're not being realistic, those things you should push to the side, and your own beliefs and opinions should override, because you know yourself, you know your own capabilities. So just because somebody doesn't identify with something or a life path or a life choice that you are making, and it's something that they would never do or couldn't see themselves capable of doing, does not mean that that isn't your life path, what you're supposed to do. Yeah, so life is short. You're gonna get old. All your friends and your crushes and everyone's gonna get old. So do things now. Do them while you're young. Do them before you're married, before you have kids. And even when you do have kids and you get married, doesn't mean your dream should stop or you should stop living altogether and enjoying life. But it is said, and there is proof, that life is a lot easier when you don't have those attachments and you don't have those things happening in your life, because your life can be a lot more selfish and it's about you, and you can make decisions based on just yourself without the consideration of a whole family. So don't let your whole 20s go by, your 30s go by, your 40s go by, and not even attempt to do the things that you've wanted to do. And if you're caring way too much about your looks, remember that again too. You are going to get old. We're all going to get old. We're all going to look wrinkly and like we've been in the shower for 10 years. It is what it is. It's a part of the aging process. We're going to get gray hair and we're going to stop taking care of ourselves so much. It's just how it works. We're going to get there when we get there. And that's just the beauty of life. Love who you love. Because honestly, people are going to gossip about you anyways. They're going to have thoughts about you anyways. So you might as well just live your life. They're really just sending you energy. Even if it's negative energy, it's still energy that's going away from them and their lives and things that could be aiding towards their future, and it's going to you. So, I mean, Just transmute it into love and take in that energy and power and keep going, keep pushing. Ignore any haters, any jealousy, anyone who is talking down on you, your dreams, behind your back, sending negative energy your way. It's all good because you know yourself. You are protected. And if people don't like you, perfect. Weed them out. The more you be your authentic self and people feel triggered or they want to walk away from your life, perfect. You only want people in your life that are supportive and loving and kind and that have best intentions in mind. Half the time, do you even really like the people that you care so much what they think? Do you like them? And so many of us are so wrapped up in our own heads about what other people are thinking about ourselves that we don't even have time to care about what other people are actually doing, what they're wearing. A lot of us are so self-conscious and we're so in our own bodies, in our own worlds, and have anxiety when we're out and about that we're not even really looking at other people. We're more concerned about what they're thinking of us. And let's just say that a good 70%, 80% of us are all thinking that way, then nobody's really even judging each other. We're too consumed in our own self-conscious thoughts and insecurity. And I think to kind of help your mindset with that is to stop judging yourself. And of course, you should analyze your actions objectively, but stop judging yourself so harshly and judging others so harshly. If you don't look at the world so critically all the time and you look at it and see the beauty in the world, you see the positive things first, you look at the world from an optimistic point of view, then you don't see the flaws in things first. You see the beauty. And when you see the beauty, you're not going to be judging everyone. And because you're not judging yourself and judging others, again, we just naturally assume that others are thinking and feeling what we're thinking and feeling, even though that's untrue. We're not really going to have those concerns and thoughts that other people are thinking this about us because we're not having those thoughts about us. You know, a lot of the time our worries and our concerns and insecurity, we think that we are fat and somebody calls us fat, or we think we're ugly and somebody calls us ugly. It hurts a lot more because those are things we're actually insecure about. But a lot of those things are just projections. So people don't really care like you think. And if they do, they need to get their own lives because why do you care? You're not the one paying my bills at the end of the day. You're not the one living my life. You're not the one sleeping with my partner. You're not the one doing my job. So why do you care what I do and how I live my life? If I'm being a respectful citizen and minding my business and being polite and loving others and spreading kindness, then why are you judging me? I think that's a problem for you. I think that's a trigger for you to figure out your shadow self and why you are so affected by my mere presence or the things that the life path I'm choosing. And to answer that, a lot of people are triggered by things that you're doing that they're afraid to do. That is a mental war for them. If you know yourself, if you have not just high self-esteem, because self-esteem comes and goes. There are many things that can make us feel devalued and life can change, but our self-worth, that is what is something that never changes. And that is a deeper inner knowing of that we are worthy. We are worthy of love. We are worthy of good things. A lot of us don't even believe that as a core belief. We believe everybody is better than us. And that's why we people please and why we thirst to be liked back. But that's not true. That's not true. And that's why you should work on yourself, work on your self-worth and heal so you can really believe that you deserve good things. Also that you have supportive people around you, people that genuinely care about you, that love you and want to see you win in life. Remember that things are always changing too. You're always evolving and the world is always changing. Society's beauty standards are always changing. One day it's BBL, the next day it's being thin. Things are always trending. To stop caring, you have to put the full focus on your life and yourself. If you're ever in a situation where you are in public and you start to realize that you're caring way too much about what other people are thinking about you, then start working on your breath work, inhaling, exhaling, focusing on proper breath, and then scanning your body. You might be jittery, you might be feeling anxiety, and just feeling every part of your body, feeling grounded in your reality. And that just kind of helps take your mind off the fact that you're thinking about what other people are thinking, even though they're probably not even thinking about you. Stop caring about being rejected or failing. With rejection and failure comes wisdom. Nobody usually gets things right the first time. Rejection is always redirection. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you're feeling more motivated to get out in the world and live the life that you truly want to live and live in your truth. And I'll see you in the next video.